Hi everybody. Today, in today's session, we are going to learn about reproduction in plants and animals. For that, we need to know what is reproduction. So let's learn what's the definition of reproduction first of all. Reproduction is a process in which an individual produces a new individual of the same kind. That is what we define as reproduction. Now here in today's session we are going to learn basically the detail what are the different process of reproduction in plants and animals. Now there are two types of reproduction. One is asexual reproduction and the second one is the sexual reproduction. So we will go in detail with asexual reproduction both in plants and animals, as well as sexual reproduction in both in plants and as well as animals. Okay, let's first come to the first topic, that's asexual reproduction. This asexual reproduction is divided into 5 major parts. First one is being fission, second one is regeneration, third one is budding, fourth one is sporification, and the last one is vegetative propagation. Total 5. Now let's come to the first one, that is the binary fission. Now fission can be again further divided into binary fission and multiple fission. Now in binary fission, the parent cell is divided into two. It enlarges into a bigger size and it's divided into, the cytoplasm gets divided into 2 daughter cells, each containing a nuclei. That is, the unicellular organisms usually reproduce by binary fission. The example of binary fission is amoeba. Next is we have the multiple fission. Again in this, the unicellular organisms again develop into many number of nuclei, daughter cells together. They split into many number of daughter cells. See about regeneration. In this regeneration, you can see the diagram here. What is exactly regeneration here? In regeneration, when an organism is divided into number of parts, each fragment will develop into a new organism, and this sequential process is called as development. Next we are going to see about budding. In budding, a new kind of bud is formed here. If you see, in hydra, a bud is an enlarged bulb-like structure is formed in hydra. Automatically, that will get matured. Once it gets matured, with favorable conditions, it gets detached from the parent and leaves a scar. Next, we are going to see about vegetative propagation. Now, in vegetative propagation can be done in 2 types. One is natural vegetative propagation and next one is artificial vegetative propagation, and this vegetative propagation is the asexual reproduction in plants. Now in natural vegetative propagation, what happens exactly is the part of a plant, for example this root, stem, as the leaf will be planted in a soil and it grows into a new plant. Now the part of the plant that grows from the stem is called as rhizomes, bulb, runner or tuber, we can say. In artificial vegetative propagation, we have gratification, cutting, and we have tissue culture. These are the 3 we are going to see. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Now in a plant, in a flower, if one of the angiosperms are present, that is only if the anther and filament together and stamen is the male part of the male gamete, and stigma, style and ovary, we together call them as pistil, is a female gamete. If any one of them is available in a flower, we say it as unisexual, and if both are available, then we say it as bisexual. Example, rose is one example of that. And in unisexual flowers, it is papaya. Now let's go into detail how exactly this pollination takes place. If the anther, from the anther, if the pollen is from the stamen is present, is there the pollen is dropped through the style, and the pollination and the fertilization takes place in the same plant through a carrier, that can be honeybees or insects, is called as pollination. Sexual reproduction in animals. The male sperm and the female egg, these are the gametes. The male sperm is the male part of the male gamete, and female egg is the female part of the female gamete. When these two together have a fusion, we call it as zygote, and then forms the embryo. Later on, it's a very slow process, and then it develops into a baby. This